older generation. You're not actually considered a senior citizen until you're 62 years old, but at 55 you can get stuff that people at 62 get anyway. They just lowered the age so that the older generation of people, can take advantage of certain, you know, perks and stuff. Like you can go out to eat. When you go out to eat, you can get like a 10% discount because of the fact that you're 55 or older. And you go to a movie, you can get a discount on a movie ticket. It's like when the Ken Theater Cinema that was here in town that shut down a few months ago. When I go there, you can they have a price, but if you're a senior, you get a $1 discount on the price of going and seeing the movie. So I would always do the senior discount, so it was like like $5.25 to get in to see the movie. But if you weren't a senior, I'd have to pay the $6.25 to go see a movie. So I get a dollar discount when I go see movies. So well, when you're older, you get different perks. You get discounts at all restaurants will give seniors discount off of their like 10%, 15% off of their bill and stuff. So you can always get a discount. And some restaurants like McDonald's, they will give seniors free coffee. I mean, I don't drink coffee, but if you're a senior and you drink coffee at McDonald's, they will give you your coffee for free. I mean, you have to buy something, a food like a sandwich or whatever and stuff, but your coffee, is free. So, huh? Drink chicken? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know because I don't drink coffee. I don't care for it at all. I I drank it one time, and that was when I was little, and I just wanted to taste it. I drank it. I took a drink one time, and I have never ever drank it since. And yeah, when I took that drink when I was, young, not a child, but I was like, well, like early teenager, or or maybe a year before I was actually a teenager, because you're a teenager when you're 13. That's why it's a teenager, because it's 13 has the teen after it. So that means at 13 is when teenage years start. So teenage years are 13 through 19, because you got 13, 14, 15, 16. So teenagers are 13 through 19. Yeah, but like I said, I tried coffee one time and never drank it since. I I have no desire to drink coffee. It's just like one time I was up in the store working, and the manager, was on vacation, and the guy that they brought in from a different store, to help out and stuff, um, he made a comment to me. Well, he had went back in the break room and he had made a fresh pot of coffee for the employee, whoever drank coffee for the employees, to drink. So he told me, he says, well, there's a nice pot of fresh coffee back in the break room if you want some. I said, nope, I don't drink coffee. And he says, you don't drink coffee. Where do you get all your energy from for all the work you do? I says, that's just the way I am. I like to work. I don't like to sit around and do nothing when I'm at work. You know, I'm paid to work, so I work. And but I don't need coffee to get my energy. How that was? Milo. What's Milo? Oh, I've never heard of it. So what is Milo? Yeah, but is it like anything to do with coffee? Because because if I if you know you know I don't want anything to drink that has to do with coffee or alcohol. You know, like some people, there's certain drinks like like on coffee. You know, there's different types of coffee. There's like just regular, coffee. Then there's people drink iced coffee where they get a hot cup of coffee and then they have they have them put ice in it. Why get a cup of hot coffee if you're going to put ice in it and make it cold? That makes no sense to me. But people love it. Yeah, iced coffee. It, why? That ain't what coffee's meant to be. Coffee is meant to be drank hot, not cold. Yeah, and people, and like there's, lattes and mochas, and it's all has to do with different the way you make coffee, what you put in it, to, give it like different flavors. I don't, I don't want none of that stuff. Anything that has to do with coffee, I don't want it. Yeah, you know, and like I said, and like the last time I had a drink, I was in Michigan, and that was in August of 1997. So I have not had a drink since August of '97. And I don't miss it. I have no desire to drink again. And when I did, I would only drink, I'd be out with friends or whatever, and I would, it would be like you know, I would drink sociably, and stuff, because I was just out with friends. But, like I said, that was, 97, 2007, 2017, 2027. So come next year will be 30 years since August of next year will be 30 years since I had my last drink. So, because that was in August of 1997, and you figure August 97 to 2007 to 2017, and then next year 2027. So come next August, August of next year, not this year, that 2027 will be 30 years since I had my last drink, and I don't miss it. There at Save a Lot, we have a beer and wine section. We don't sell anything on Sundays, but Monday through Saturday, people that's of age, can, buy beer, wine, whatever and stuff. And, you know, like we get a delivery on Thursday, every Thursday we get a supply of beer and wine in, that to, replace what has been sold. And I tell the guy all the time when I'm there, and he's bringing the stuff in and stuff. I tell him, I said, "Oh, I'll just take that back. I don't drink. So we shouldn't be selling it." So, but I have no control over that. That's the people that own the store. Oh, excuse me. And you know what, hon? I got to get up and get my jug of water now because it's 6:34. So I'll be leaving in like a minute or two. So I need to, whoops. So I need to get up and get my jug of water that I'm going to be taking with me. So I got to go get that right now. So I'll be right back. And turn this on. Okay, I got it. I'm going to open my curtain. Open this. I'm gonna put my camera over in the window. Okay, now let's see. Okay. Okay. Now it's in the window. You're recording stuff, so that way you can get it set up. You can move it, and stuff and everything. 'Cause I'm gonna get ready to go because it is now 6:36. So I need to go to work. Actually, before I leave, I gotta get my billfold keys. Because if I don't have my keys, I can't drive and I can't